Kune-PR crisis that's brewing. Angathi kuthi mhlamba wathi ngoba nje ubusy uyajinata.
How about wehlisa umoya? Ngikucelile ngathi I am handling it.
Yewaduka. Usiphendula i-messages zami, uphendula i-phone calls zami. Wenza nto?
Ukhuluma angeke uze kusishintshe isimo sakho somshado. Angeke uze kushintshe futhi ukuthi mina ngibangisana nomunye umfazi indoda.
Baba.
Letha.
Okay ma.
Mmago kana taba le rena e seng wena e seng rati ene bile le bala kana wankwa
Crash rati ba re mapitsa a isha rati kwa crash
Awoma. Mosa o tsora gore ntabe serious.
ke bona phone kwa maplomo wala go se nkete ya gago
ke phone ya mapitsa
phone ya mapitsa nya ka gana
You always take over the digit. We jam what time some can go di ja ke. Yeah. So wala.
ke go pela go lana le mapitsa
Go budi je mona o fona a o ka mo.
ke a tsebe fela go bolela nnete ke maswabe I was just not convinced so ke be ke nagana gore maybe o khutile ka
O go na go lela maka. Why o sentse ke mo kutse ka?
no ha ke re ke tsoga today mapitsa wa se gona kwa gae and le gona ba ya la so ke thoma tshwenya
Thabo. Ma pele. O betile mapitso wena.
no
Okay, le lwele.
awa garalo okay ke tla fonela bo papage maybe ba buile ga mashashane
Do what you have to do.
okay
Batho go bolela nnete se se tshwane le mapitse gore no nyamalana tlogele bana ba gage just like that.
Yeah, se sengwe le se sengwe gore nga gone o katoga Tbose. Kudu ka morago gore nga mo fetaela.
Tbose le ena bona a ke dumelane se mapitse a se dirileng but le gore Tbose a mo fetaelo
Baby, mapitse ke mosadi wa lapa o nyetswe. A tshwanela to thela ntse a tsamaya ntse ono tama gwerana le bashimane nne. Kudu ka morago se se diragetseng magareng ga gage le DJ Thomas.
na ke bone bothata ka segotse sa bona and re se ka lebala fences game so bothata bokae
Ya mara le go le jwalo.
beba Tbose wrong a se sonno kgetela ba pitse dichomi. And Nana, my love, I hope you're not going to try that with me one day. I will not kgetelo re se ka ba chomilo.
Mara wa ntse ba nanga se stire seo. Bebe nna ke no ba ke sa rate ntho mapitse a dirile. Gore nga tlogele mogwera ka le stranded. Ha ntse nna ke busy mo ke swantse ke attended meeting ke noshi. No man.
Na just hope for mo long gona. Alright man.
Hai mapitse o sharp. Ene wena malava ke nya go re tlo tshwenyega ka ene. Gape nna ga ke nya go re wena o tlo ba le pelego ya ka pela ka lebaka la gore mo tshwenyile ka mmapitse le botlaelanyana wa.
Yeah.
So go na le so skude.
Wara no batho ba bile a nna ke tshepo gore motho o latlhile maybe ba dibalwa
Ya, because le ke nagana jalo le nna ka bona re e be ke bolela le ena mo ke moshedi putso bo kwa ra a lokologa ga botse man.
batla ke iputsisa gore na bothata ka ba le eng this time ka gore the last time ke bolela le ena o mputse gore tsotlhe di lokile
A re tshepe jalo. Because mapitsa ka tlo re sesha ka batho gone jalo. Moshimane wa ka se mo tshwarele ke a botsa. Not this time.
ke tshepe mapitse a ka ba setlaela ka mokgong but batho ba ke nagana gore sometimes a ka no ba le gore o somewhere gore a fodishe monagano ka gore wa tseba gore bana ba ba bjang
Yeah. A re tshepe jalo o tla mpotsa ka. And then? Bothata?
What if Tbose o dirile se se mapitse something man?
Ko botse re tlo tshiltsa taba tsa batho ba holo man. Ngo tsole pele o fetse o tlhatsa dibjana tseo man. A ke tlo korola wena.
Ngifuna abantwana bami bakhule benizonda enonyanya ezibuza kutheni utata engasikhathalelanga, kutheni utata engasilwelanga, kutheni utata engasikokosanga. Kon yazi mna nantlombi yakhula ngamazwi utata wami zonda, khumbula unyanya namkhangela utata wami phansi ubomi bami bonke, ndamkhangela kakhulu selipolisi, ndamkhangela ndathi namncama utata.
Ngiyazi ukuthi ziningi izinto esezenzekile empilweni yakho ezibuhlungu, and most of them uzblame wena, and you spend so much time trying to understand ukuthi why zenzeke kuwena. Lokho kukuvimbile ekutheni uyiphile impilo yakho, enjoy. I feel like you're stuck in limbo. And now, I'm also stuck in limbo with you.
Kodwa ndi-stuck njalo. Stuck. Ndikuthanda. Khwezikazi Gqiselo. Ndithanda into engenokuphikiswa.
It's midnight and she's still not back. Eh?
What if bala ba ga mago mana ba go boditse maka? I mean, think about it, man. Why weren't they worried or really for them mapitse go maplomo? Le gore ko le ga isa le gona mo garageng.
Nnete ke gore ka se ka botsa Alfred ka taba ya phone. Ke be ke sanya ke gore a tshwenyege.
Okay. I don't think that's a good idea, man. Anyway, what? Let's drive around the Kumana somewhere.
CCTV. Yeah. Come on. Okay. It's gone. Yo.
Ke nagana gore ke nako ya gore re mo report as a missing person.
Hey, Ardi, let's go attack him up.
How shall we breathe in?
Yeah. Maputla. Yeah, ga se nako ya maleba ka.
Yeah, fela mosadi wa ka o teenage and ke gale ke queuile ka mo charge officer na a gona motho a re thusa.
Maputla. Jwale ka go bona re busy felo fa. Mara boela gana kwa church office. O ba botse gore o timeletse ke motho. Ba tla o thusa. Ai Maputla ai.
Sir, here's the report on the IP case that you requested. I also put down some suggestions on how to best approach it if we are to file a motion.
Excellent. This is a complex case, but I knew if anyone is going to figure it out.
Thank you.
So, what do you know about this online issues with Crazy Beauty?
Well, I only know as much as I've seen on social media. Some people are calling her products fake, and others are even saying maybe she rebranded it from cheaper ones, and others are even defending the brand.
Well, do you think it's fake?
I think Willie really prides herself on her work as a chemist, and she's worked really hard to formulate all those products alongside Crazy.
So the allegations are baseless?
I think someone is out to get them.
Yeah. I had a phone call from Kwezi asking for help. I said no, she's not a client anymore.
But Bully still is, right?
Well, she was not the one that asked for help.
Clients don't actually know the help that they really need. Do those wise words ring a bell? You know, Mr. Krobler, despite all her shenanigans with Mr. Tbose, I really think we do need to assist Bully if this is a smear campaign.
Papa, kom aan, Mark. Oh, Papa, did you find my mom?
Bona, tsebo cheka rati ne. Ba ya motapa holo. And then, mosepedi jwang kwa station.
Yeah. Be bona le queued le fela. I managed to report her.
Okay.
But I want to lay about 5 other missing persons, so I can never prioritize a case.
Mina nobuli have gone through the press release when an team kuzomela release.
Yeah, and we've also considered ukuthi masenze interviews. Khona into kodwa khange sithethe ngayo guys. Lento yama keyboard warriors. I mean, we can't just let them get away with such unfounded claims.
Ngivumelana nawe.
Yeah, so bendicinga ukuba sithethe ne-GF and Associates. Even if it means kufuneka nisebenze ngopretty andimthandi laa ntombazana.
Bese ngikhulumile noKobus. He doesn't seem to be interested.
Okay, before siqedze ngama-legal discussions ngicela sibuyele ku-PR. I-PR team yende njani? Radio interviews, television, podcasts.
I'm a bit hesitant ngaloo nto leyo mna. I mean, I've got big clients that I'm responsible for, so into edibene nje ne-TV drama.
Yeah, nami ngizocela ukuthi ningangibali. I have ama-distribution contracts kumele ngiwa-consider, so I can't.
All right.
Also, yeah. It's Kobus. Wonder ukuthi ufuna ukuthini.
Utsho njani uba useze ngoku? No, luzuko. Isisigqibo sikabani kokuba ungezi ngeziholiday. Bengibani? Fine. Kulungile. No, it's fine, boy John. Uba utshintshe iminds. Ngixelele. Phone nanini na. Yazi bani ndakuthanda. Okay, kulungile. Bye-bye.
Oh, ngiyakuthanda. Luzuko, right? Indodana yakho yokuqala noma ngoba phela ngathi baningi.
John. Usixhoma ba. And indoda enjani kakade bunyonyo umamelane nee-phone calls enye indoda? Into nawe?
Tata kaLuzuko. Funny how I know you for so long, yet know so little about you or your family. All you've ever said was, the family Eastern Cape. What kind of a man refers to his kids as just family?
Hey. The term was trauma. What I am there? Can you change it?
Ngiyakupha.
Ayekela ukublasha nawe. Ngicela ubona imali. Uzongijoyina lapha.
One rate. Ke ngwa di rate tse di sepitse motse.
Yeah, and those bloody drug dealers. Hey, but then they was nagana, man.
It's about nasa go nthabisha fela fa. Ko re tlhomotse teflo motla wa diokobatši.
Hey, Pops. Wana kgathetse braka ne. Anka ipona ke diver inside a warm bath. Ke hlape braka, ke be sharp. Yo,
nna ke nyaka go pharamaisa le ka kwa interrogation room ka dipotšišo. O ka sebe tsheola gore ba amana le ghost go ba. Come here.
Captain.
Yeah.
Can you see me missing person?
Okay. Thank you. Tsheola bona le ka re ka sa gae.
Why?
Motho wa go timelele.
Man.
Mapitsi mo.
Man. Uthi mse kanete man.
Ba khotse phone ya ka maplomo. Ene ko le ya ga isa pakile ka garage.
Bjalo nagana gore ba maptatile.
Re tseola. Mara bona melato e meso. Suspect ya mathomo tlo ba maja. Tawotse.
So you think Thabo Maputla a kana ba mo dirile something?
Ya so mina iphupho lami ukuthi ngibe nemali eningi ngishade mfana omuhle njengawe nje.
Manje miselo kubika kanjani lapho?
Oh, ngade. Kodwa mhlambe ngaba yimanager lana. Salary yami ithi kancane. Ngiphume nami emgugweni yabo. Yeah.
Samalo uyiprove ndoda. Indaba ongayikufunda and mhlambe usave le business.
Mina isikolo ziyangibhora sham. Afuna ngicambe mama. Sintraumatizile nje futhi. Any business I ngide mina ngiyongwade nge business.
Hi guys, how are you? Good.
Hanya kuzona. Yokumnandi catch up nawe. Umfati wami umuhle nangu nje sefuna.
Yebo ngiyabonga baba.
Hello. Hi. Goodness.
Buye ukhathe.
I'm dealing with another really case, so please,
Don't tell me it's another cosmetic issues online. Fine, sorry. But look, they're lucky they have you to handle it.
Favela ke a share Maputla. Favela. Re na le putšonyana tše mmala tše re nyakang gore re le phara ka tšona ke.
Le ra gore ala mogwetša.
Ao Maputla ke gona re thoma ka molato gona bjale.
Batšang. Okay, a re tlileng fase.
O ba apereng la mafelelo a timelela e ne be e le nako mang.
Sergeant Sir, research-ile ntlo e kaofela. Mapitsi a bona mo gae.
Maputla?
No, o nyaka nang?
Maputla ga bona le tsheola re. Okay. O diagetšeng la mafelelo go mo. Maputla?
Mfuna le apple. Mfuna le apple. Mfuna le apple. Give me the apple. Give me the apple. Hello. Hey, where's the apple? Where's my apple? Huh? Where's the apple?
Namdangena. Asiyamba uthatha monster bola qala sikudinga, but monster siyakudinga bola qala siyakudinga. Siyakudinga ngapha. Ungatyiwa monster. Akhangeleka ngathi Paulina, my brother.
Ngipholile ngempela. I feel very light.
Yeah.
But I think Ingoba iy'nkinga zami seziyaqala xazululeka.
Oh, yeah?
So, I've secured a venue for the launch, and invites without the TBA have been sent out. And Tbose is handling the online issues.
That's good.
Oh, technically, so basebenza no Preeti, Snobuli, but
of course,
hopefully, hopefully soon, Tbose, he'll come around. Tate futhi as a client. Hopefully.
Must temp.
How was your day?
Well, I'm so well, right, man. Angekho nto nje. Ngaphandle kokuthi abantwana besezi anymore. Bekho ukhabana kweplan namalungiselelo. So kukho umsebenzi othize owenzekayo kulo mama kaluzuku. So abantwana bazobe pha and iloo nto bengezi.
Oh, okay. Bengakulindele lokho.
Captain, ke gale le search ntlo ya ka. Le mpotšiša dipotšišo tša go se fele. 3 hours ka moka. Please, ke o shege go bana ba ka ba tshwere ke tlala.
Maputla, o tlile gore na o nyaka thuso ya re. Jwale o tsena dinyakišišo tša rena gare.
No, sorry.
Maputla. So, o rile gore na wa re, a o tsebe gore ba apere. Yo mongwe ka ono, right? Jwale, gore eng o swere cup le laptop morago wa gore o gopole gore motho o timeletse. Ga o bone le o temporary evidence.
Oh, mara Captain, ke be ke nagana gore o tlo boa, ke be ke sa tseba kere.
Ke checkile the room ka moka. I want a next that seems to be out of place.
Thank you. Thank you. King, are you sure?
Yeah, sure. Ga ona sele fela le kana check. Yeah, date ke.
No, mara mo wona no ka go isha selo sa tswana le carpet or something like that.
Yeah, ke be go isha ka wash. Gore ba clean.
Putla. Re tlo go pela go tlele rena station.
Fo eng? Ba ntshwara. Le gona le ntshwarela.
Why le tshwara papa ka?
Why?
Ole Skeem, ole le sika, ole le fika, kaofela re Skeem me out. Never nipile monopoly ni la bofelo, me tlotlo ya hago jewa mogo ga ditshebo, like who's gonna take over? Dimana ka se survive the changeover, but I proved them all wrong as a soldier dawn. Some wrote songs I kept quiet and told my team hold on. Le mo le fifing, get tap I'm on the rhyming and follow where the sound lead. And I can do without your favorite beat me, Cuddy Peanuts, I'm a jitty quarter to my heartbeat.
There are days that split your life into two pieces. The day before and the day after. For Lerato Masiko, that day began with a phone call she almost ignored. She was already running late for work, balancing a takeaway coffee in one hand while digging through her handbag for her office access card. Her phone kept vibrating. Mom. Lerato smiled. Her mother never called this early unless it was someone's birthday or someone had forgotten to greet an elder. She answered with a laugh. Morning, Mama. What's so urgent? The silence on the other end made her stop walking. Lerato, come home today. Your father and I need to tell you something. Something in her mother's voice felt wrong. Not angry. Not sad. Just empty. Is Dad okay? We'll explain when you get here. The call ended before Lerato could ask another question. The entire morning she couldn't focus. Numbers on her computer screen blurred together. Meetings sounded like distant conversations in another room. Even her colleague, Zama, leaned over and whispered, "Bra, you look like you've seen a ghost." Lerato forced a smile. I'm fine. She wasn't. By lunchtime, she'd already imagined every possible disaster. Maybe her father was sick. Maybe they were selling the family house. Maybe someone had died. Nothing prepared her for what waited that evening. Her parents sat opposite each other at the old dining table where she'd celebrated birthdays, Christmas lunches, and Sunday family meals for over 30 years. Except this time. Neither of them looked at the other. Her father cleared his throat. "We are getting divorced." Lerato laughed. Not because it was funny. Because her brain refused to accept the words. "What?" Her mother stared at the table. "We've already signed the papers." "You, what?" Her father spoke calmly, almost like he was discussing the weather. "It's been over between us for years." Lerato felt something tighten in her chest. "No." Her voice came out barely above a whisper. "No, you two are joking." "We're not." "But you've been married for 36 years. Her mother finally looked up. "Lerato, sometimes people stay together because they're afraid of starting over." The room suddenly felt smaller. She looked from one parent to the other, waiting for someone to smile and admit this was some horrible prank. Nobody did. So every Christmas. She swallowed hard. Every family bray, every birthday, every anniversary. Her father nodded. "We were pretending." That single sentence hit harder than anything else. Pretending. All those childhood memories she treasured. Had they all been built on lies? She left before dinner. She couldn't breathe inside that house anymore. That night she barely slept. Her husband, Sibusiso, wrapped an arm around her while she stared at the ceiling. "I'm sorry, love. They lied to me for years. They probably thought they were protecting you." "No." She wiped away another tear. "They were protecting themselves." Sibusiso kissed her forehead. "We'll get through this." Those words comforted her. At least. She thought they did. The next morning she arrived at work determined to distract herself. She buried herself in reports. Ignored the gossip in the office kitchen. Skipped lunch. Then, just after 3 o'clock, an email appeared. "Meeting. HR office." Immediately. Her stomach dropped. Everyone knew what that email usually meant. She walked to HR telling herself it was probably about restructuring. Nothing serious. The HR manager didn't even ask her to sit. Lerato. His face already carried the answer. "I'm afraid your position has been made redundant." Her ears started ringing. "What?" "The company is downsizing." "I've worked here 11 years. I know. I trained half this department. I'm sorry. I'm one of your top performers. I'm truly sorry." He slid an envelope across the table. "Severance package. Final salary. Benefits. Everything neatly calculated. As though 11 years of loyalty could fit inside one brown envelope." She walked out carrying a cardboard box filled with family photos, a coffee mug, and a tiny succulent she'd forgotten to water. Nobody knew what to say. Some colleagues hugged her. Others avoided eye contact. By the time she reached the parking lot, she broke down. Driving home felt unreal. 2 days. That was all it had taken. Her family had fallen apart. Now her career had vanished too. She rehearsed the conversation with Sibusiso all the way home. He'd hold her. Tell her everything would be okay. They'd make a plan. That's what married people did. Right? She opened the front door. The house was strangely quiet. Spu? No answer. She noticed his car wasn't outside. Probably still at work. She placed the cardboard box on the kitchen counter. Then she noticed something. A white envelope. Perfectly centered on the dining table. Her name was written across it in Sibusiso's handwriting. Not love. Not my wife. Just Lerato. Her heart started racing. Hands trembling, she picked up the envelope. Inside was a single folded page. The first line stole the air from her lungs. By the time you read this, I'll already be gone. The words blurred as tears filled Lerato's eyes. By the time you read this, I'll already be gone. Her knees weakened. She grabbed the edge of the dining table before she collapsed. No. Not Sibusiso. Not now. Not after everything else. Her hands shook so badly that she had to read the first sentence 3 times before her mind finally caught up. I know this letter is going to hurt you, but I couldn't say these words while looking into your eyes. Her breathing became uneven. Every possible nightmare flashed through her head. Had he found someone else? Was he leaving the marriage? Was he sick? Or had something happened that she didn't know about? She forced herself to continue. Please don't try calling me straight away. I need a little time before we talk. She immediately ignored the request. His number. Dial. The phone rang once. Twice. Then switched off. Her stomach twisted. She called again. Straight to voicemail. Again. Voicemail. Again. Nothing. She dropped into a chair and stared at the silent phone. The house suddenly felt enormous. Empty. Cold. Just yesterday she'd believed this place was the safest corner of her world. Now every room echoed with questions. She unfolded the rest of the letter. You once told me that a husband should carry the heavier load when life becomes unfair. I've never forgotten those words. Lerato frowned. What did that even mean? She kept reading. You think you've lost everything today. But you haven't. The sentence confused her even more. If she hadn't lost everything, why did it feel like the ground beneath her had disappeared? Before she could read another line, her phone vibrated. For a split second she smiled. Sibusiso. Instead, it was her mother. Lerato. Her mother's voice sounded shaky. Where are you? Home. Can you come back? I can't, Mama. It's your father. Lerato froze. What about him? He collapsed. 40 minutes later she was standing in the emergency department at Chris Hani Baragwanath Hospital. Doctors rushed past. Families whispered prayers in every corner. The smell of disinfectant mixed with fear. Her mother sat alone, staring at the floor. For the first time in Lerato's life, her mother looked small. Not like the strong woman who had held an entire family together. Just a tired woman. The moment she saw Lerato, she burst into tears. I shouldn't have told him. Told him what? The lawyer called. What lawyer? Her mother covered her face. The divorce settlement. Lerato blinked. You already signed everything. I changed my mind. Silence. I wanted to stop it. Lerato stared at her. You wanted to stay married. I realized too late that I wasn't running away from your father. Her mother's voice cracked. I was running away from 30 years of things we never fixed. Lerato didn't know what to say. For 24 hours she'd blamed both parents equally. Now, nothing made sense anymore. A doctor walked into the waiting room. Mrs. Masiko. Everyone stood. He'll recover. Relief flooded the room. But there it was. The word everyone fears. But the stress triggered a mild heart attack. Loretta looked through the glass toward the ward. Her father lay still beneath white blankets. Yesterday he'd looked invincible. Today, he suddenly looked old. Very old. She finally left the hospital just after sunset. Her phone battery had almost died from calling Sibusiso over and over. Still nothing. No message. No explanation. No location. Just silence. As she drove home, Johannesburg traffic crawled along. Street vendors packed away their goods. Minibus taxis hooted impatiently. Life continued as though nothing had happened. How could the world move so normally, when hers had completely fallen apart? Back at the house, she made herself tea she never drank. The letter still lay on the table. She hadn't finished reading it. Part of her was afraid. Another part desperately needed answers. She unfolded the remaining page. When we married, I promised I'd protect your heart. A tear rolled down her cheek. Right now, you think I've broken that promise. She whispered into the empty kitchen. So explain it. The next paragraph made her stop breathing. 3 months ago, someone came looking for you. Someone? Who? At first I thought it was a scam. Loretta frowned. She'd never hidden anything from Sibusiso. Or had she? Then he showed me documents. Documents? And photographs. Photographs? That's when I realized your parents had kept one more secret from you. Her pulse hammered against her neck. Another secret. After everything she'd already learned. Impossible. She continued reading. I wanted to tell you immediately. But I needed proof before I destroyed the family you believed in. The room seemed to spin. How many lies could one family survive? At the bottom of the page, one sentence had been written in thicker ink, as though Sibusiso had pressed the pen harder than before. Loretta, you are not the Masiko's biological daughter. The paper slipped from her fingers. No. She shook her head over and over. No. 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 This couldn't be true. She had her father's smile. People always said she had her mother's eyes. How could she not be their daughter? Then her phone rang. An unknown number. She answered without thinking. Hello. A deep male voice spoke slowly. Is this Loretta? Yes. My name is Daniel Kumalo. Silence. I've been trying to find you for 28 years. Loretta felt every hair on her arm stand up. The stranger took a slow breath before saying the words that would change her life forever. I believe. I'm your older brother. Loretta could barely breathe. You're my brother? Daniel didn't rush her. He calmly explained that nearly 3 decades earlier, Loretta had been adopted after a tragic accident claimed the lives of her biological parents. Her adoptive parents had loved her as their own but had kept the truth hidden, believing they were protecting her. Shaken, Loretta went straight to the hospital. Her father, weak but recovering, looked at her with tears already in his eyes. I wanted to tell you so many times, he whispered. But every year it became harder. You were never adopted in our hearts. You were always our daughter. Her mother broke down crying. We were afraid you'd stop loving us. Loretta held both their hands. I've lost a job. I almost lost this family, and now I've found another one. But nothing will change the people who raised me. The room fell silent before all three embraced, crying together for the first time in years. Then Sibusiso finally arrived. Loretta looked at him with hurt in her eyes. You disappeared when I needed you most. He smiled gently and handed her a folder. I wasn't leaving you. Inside were documents showing he had used nearly all of his savings to buy a small coffee shop that had recently closed. I know how much you've always dreamed of owning your own place instead of working for someone else, he said. When you lost your job, I wanted your next chapter to be better than your last. I left to finalize everything before telling you. Lerato burst into tears. You scared me to death. I know, Sibusiso replied. And I'm sorry. But I wanted to surprise you with hope instead of more bad news. A few months later, the little cafe reopened under a new name. Ubuntu Corner. Daniel became one of its first regular customers. Lerato's adoptive parents visited every Sunday, and despite their divorce, they slowly rebuilt a respectful friendship built on honesty instead of pretending. Lerato realized that losing her job, discovering the truth about her family, and facing her deepest fears had not destroyed her life, they had stripped away the lies and made room for a new beginning. Sometimes life breaks your heart not to punish you, but to lead you toward the people and purpose you were always meant to find.